10 Best Places to Visit in Italy. This boot-shaped nation in southern Europe is a top tourism destination due to a variety of factors, including its artistic treasures, picturesque cities, ardent citizens, and world-class cuisine. Some of the most famous landmarks in the world can be found here, including the Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain, and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, to mention a few. Famous Renaissance works can be viewed, and there are also opportunities to shop for designer clothing. The abundance of beautiful natural surroundings and outdoor activities available in Italy is astounding. The Dolomites, Sardinia, and Cinque Terre are all home to stunning scenery and top-notch hiking trails. You may spend your time in this historically and culturally significant country studying Roman life, visiting Pompeii to see the devastation caused by Mount Vesuvius, or simply lounging by one of the numerous Italian lakes and luxuriating in the splendor of the Amalfi Coast. It would take a lifetime to see and do everything that Italy has to offer. With this list of the top locations to visit in Italy, you can organize your trip to this lovely Mediterranean vacation spot. Number 10. Naples. Similar to how Venice is defined by its canals and Florence is defined by the Renaissance, Naples will enthrall you with its sheer exuberance. It's a lively place with crowded, noisy streets bursting with color and activity. Naples offers a wealth of sights, activities, and experiences, including majestic palaces opulently decorated with the riches of European royalty, churches brimming with priceless artifacts, and a world-class archaeological museum, showcasing artifacts from the adjacent city of Pompeii. Shop in the glass-domed Galleria Umberto I, take a ferry to the island of Capri or the enchanted Sorrento, stroll by the waterfront with locals to enjoy views of Mount Vesuvius across the bay, and by all means try some pizza Neapolitans claim to have invented it. Number 9. Milan. Milan is sometimes disregarded as a travel destination on its own, despite the fact that its airport serves as a significant entry point for travelers. That's unfortunate, because Milan is one of the cities in Italy with the highest concentration of creative and architectural sites, making the visit essential for anybody interested in design, fashion, or shopping. The likes of Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Verdi, Enrico Caruso, Toscanini, and fashion designer Giorgio Armani have called Milan their home and place of employment. The enormous cathedral known as Il Duomo in Milan is one of the most beautiful cathedrals in the entire world, and the best example of flamboyant Gothic architecture. The most prominent opera house in the world, La Scala, hangs on a monastery wall, and the city is dotted with museums and palaces housing some of the finest works of art in existence. A trip through the renowned Quadrilatero is something that no fashionista can resist. Number 8. Pisa and Lucca. While you're in Tuscany, you should definitely stop by these two nearby towns, one for the extraordinary Campo dei Miracoli complex, and the other for its endearing charms. The famous Italian icon known as the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which is actually the campanile for the nearby cathedral, is the focal point of a UNESCO World Heritage Site that also includes the cathedral, baptistry, and Camposanto. The magnificent freestanding pulpit by Nicola Pisano, a masterpiece of Romanesque sculpture, is the focal point of the imposing baptistry, a museum showcasing some of the most exquisite gold and silver creations from the Middle Ages, and Renaissance completes the ensemble. Nearby Lucca is one of Europe's most enchanting towns to discover and enjoy. It is encircled by broad walls, the top of which is a park with trees. Beautiful Romanesque and Tuscan Gothic churches, tower homes, including one that you can climb to the top, and a Roman arena that has been fossilized into an oval piazza, can all be found inside the walls. Number 7. Sicily. 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites have been designated for the island of Sicily, including 3 for its ancient sites, 2 for its natural wonders, and 2 for its architectural masterpieces. Sicily is home to some of the best examples of ancient structures still standing today. One of the 3 most perfect Greek temples in the world is located in Agrigento's Valley of Temples, and 3,500 square meters of mosaics from Villa Romana del Casale in Enna decorate one of the most well-preserved villas from the Roman Empire. The stunning golden sand beaches and Mate Etna Dominant Landscapes of Sicily complement its top-notch attractions. Palermo's capital city is a bustling place with beautiful architecture and a wealth of color. Monreale Cathedral, a nearby gem of Norman architecture, with beautiful mosaics covering 6,340 square meters of its interior walls, created by Sicilian and Constantinople-based craftsmen. One of Sicily's main tourist destinations, Monreale still stands today almost exactly as it did when it was constructed in the 1100s. Number 6. Siena. Throughout terms of arts and culture, Siena competed with Florence in the 13th and 14th centuries, and it still retains a plethora of artistic and architectural masterpieces. The majestic Cathedral of Santa Maria Assunta, with its inlaid marble facade and striped bell tower, stands out among Siena's primarily red brick structures strikingly. The interior of the cathedral is a museum filled with the works of famous painters and sculptors including Donatello, Giovanni Pisano, Bernini, and Lorenzo Ghiberti. But Siena's charms go beyond its art riches. Wide plazas and the city's winding medieval alleyways make for pleasant wandering areas. One of Europe's greatest medieval public squares is Piazza del Campo. The Palio, a chaotic horse race, is held twice each summer in this enormous, sloping main square. Number 5. Amalfi Coast. Naples Bay's southern rim is formed by the steep, precipitous Amalfi Peninsula, which projects sharply into the Mediterranean just south of Naples. There is probably no more picturesque or improbable location for the towns that flow down its rocky slopes. Most of these charming communities have stairways for streets, and the homes there appear to be attached to the cliffs behind them. Everywhere there are blooming flowers, and below the villages are inviting beaches tucked away in emerald-colored coves. The town of Ravello is located high above the coast, where lavish gardens frame some of the best views of the coast. One of the most beautiful drives in the world is the Amalfi Drive, which runs along the southern coast. You can also view the coast from the water by taking the 45-minute ferry from Sorrento to Positano. Number 4. Pompeii and Herculaneum. The prosperous Roman city of Pompeii was engulfed by Mighty Vesuvius' unexpected and dramatic eruption in AD 79, which left it buried beneath 6 meters of ash and pumice stone for more than 1,000 years. Until excavations that started in the 18th century revealed more than half of the city's structures and public areas, the city remained stuck in time. Herculaneum was likewise covered in molten lava from the same eruption, but this time instead of ash. Therefore, the lava flowed in and filled the city from the ground up, supporting walls and ceilings as it ascended and keeping them in place, as opposed to showering down and weighing down buildings. Organic elements like wood, textiles, and food were also preserved in this airtight seal, providing a more full picture of life in the 1st century. Eating utensils and even food have been kept exactly as they were at the time of the accident. Number 3. Venice. Who wouldn't fall in love with a city where the roads are made of water, the buses are boats, and the gondoliers' lilting songs fill the air? It is a magical city, and the city itself is what draws most visitors. The expansive Piazza San Marco, often known as Street Marks Square, serves as the city center and is flanked by many of its key tourist destinations. The lofty Campanile towers over both the enormous Basilica of Street Mark and the Doge's Palace, which are both in Venice. One of the most romantic activities in Italy is a gondola trip. At the Grand Canal's end of the plaza, gondolas assemble. On your route to Rialto Bridge, turn around and enter the warren of Confine, winding passages through the entrance under the clock tower in the opposite direction. But in Venice, where a picture postcard vista is around every turn, getting lost is one of the greatest pleasures. Number 2. Florence. Florence, the epicenter of the Italian Renaissance, occasionally resembles a massive art gallery. With its huge dome-defying gravity, the Duomo, also known as the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, is an icon of world architecture. This is one of the finest collections of Renaissance art in the entire world, along with its marble-inlaid bell tower by Giotto, and the octagonal baptistry with its unmatched bronze doors by Ghiberti. More masterpieces adorn its churches and palaces, and half a dozen art museums are filled to the brim with paintings and sculpture. Visit the Boboli Gardens, the Oltrarno's artist studios and workshops, or Santa Croce's leather shops, before you consume too much art in the Uffizi Gallery and Pitti Palace. Number 1. Rome. Rome is the top destination on the list for the majority of tourists visiting Italy, both for its historical significance as the capital of most of ancient Europe, and for its current status as one of the continent's most vibrant cities. The Colosseum, the Forum, the Pantheon, the Appian Way, and the Palatine Hill are remnants of its former splendor, competing for attention with the Vatican's enormous wealth. Take some time to take in the city itself in between visiting key sites, like the Sistine Chapel and Michelangelo's Pieta. Enjoy the Borghese Gardens, enjoy gelato on the Spanish Steps, stroll through Trastevere's winding lanes, sip morning cappuccinos in cafes, window shop on the Via Veneto, and toss a coin into the Trevi Fountain to ensure future visits. To see everything, multiple trips are necessary. So, which one was the most fascinating to you? Let us know in the comments. Also, remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.